Hello. So the countdown is on. We fly out tomorrow morning. I don't know about you, but packing always makes me so stressed out. I started thinking I've got this covered, and then by the end of it, I'm in a more of a big of a mess than I was to begin with. So this time I've written myself some lists, and I've got everything covered, I think. So I just want to share a few things with you. First of all, what I'm packing in Ada's plane bag. So I've got this cool bag here. It's quite heavy. And it's got lots of different compartments, and it opens up, if you can see properly, it opens up really wide at the top, so I can fit lots in. And it's a backpack too, so that's really handy. So what the main things I have in here are Ada's food, which is, I'm just taking 2 water bottles with the right amount of water for the formula that I have separated. They let you through customs, I think, with a reasonable amount, they say, of filtered water and formula and powder and everything else. So listen, we're just going to give that a go, and then hopefully we can get through. For the rest of the food on the flight, where I might get the air hostess to wash the bottles for me, and maybe put boiling water through them and fill them up with sterilised water, or else we might even get some bottled water. I think we're just going to have to see how that goes and just run with that. I've also got a little measured out formula container with the right amount of scoops in it. Again, I am, for the other extra formula that we'll need, I'm carrying like a half a tin of formula in our carry-on luggage, just so we have that on hand as well. I'm also taking her sippy cup filled with water, sterilised water, and also, because she's 6 months old and on solids, we've got these pouches. I'm taking 4 of these. Now, Bellamy's is a brand I really love. Organic, they're great. I've trialled her on a few of these, and she really loves them. I'd love them too, actually. So you have to try them as well if you're a mum, right? So yeah, 4 of those. And then we have rusks. I found these on a trip to Port Douglas really, really good. They help with her ears, with the air pressure, where they're going up and coming down. Really strange, actually, but it worked. We were flying on the way back into Sydney, and I was holding Ada in a breastfeeding position, but I'm not breastfeeding. And she had a rusk in her mouth. I was holding the rusk in her mouth, and she was sucking on it, and it was like I was breastfeeding her the rusk, but it was really helping. So I was just a little bit thinking it was kind of strange, but it was working. So I'm now stocking up on them. Plus, she did throw a few of them on the ground, so now I just got extras just in case. Also, we have dummy supply. Taking about 5 dummies on board, because the plane ground is pretty dirty, so if it gets thrown on, I don't want to reuse them. A couple of spoons, baby spoons. A muslin wrap. This is for the bassinet, as we would have a bassinet booked. I don't know what it's going to be like, and if it's clean or if it's not clean, I want to be able to lay this down and have Ada on top of it, so she's comfy. Or also have a little blanket, I think, to cover her with. The spill towel, absolutely necessity, especially as she's on solids. Yep, and then 4 bibs, 2 changes of clothes, nappy bags, sanitizing hand wipes, nappy rash cream, and then also the thermometer, really important. And we've been using, in Australia, we have a brand called Panadol, baby Panadol. It's like paracetamol, and it really helps babies when they're teething. Ada has just been her lifesaver for her, because she was a young teether, so she's been teething since she was about 3 months old, and so we're taking it's a little dropper. Sorry, the bottle's a bit old, but as in not old as an age, but just leaked a little. And taking that on board, because I might even give her a little drop couple of drops before we go up in the plane to help with her ears, because it does relieve the pain. So that's maybe a good preventative measure. If she needs it, we'll give it a go. I'll just probably decide on the day. Also in this bag we have the necessity nappies. I've got about 15 in here. Yeah, enough said really. And then baby wipes, a big stack of them. The last thing I want is to be stuck on an airplane without any baby wipes or nappies, so just going a bit overboard on those. Yeah, and also the last things are her distraction toys. Her favourites are the cheeky monkey, a little birdie from the maze, I think it's pronounced, the maze, her cat rattle, and this has been an absolute lifesaver. It's a crinkle book. Hours and hours and hours of fun for Ada with this one. I think it was like $7 something around there, Australian dollars. Super cheap and so worth it. I'm actually thinking about getting another one just because, in case we lose it. Like, what will we do? Like, this has been us being able to go out and to restaurants for like a couple of hours, and Ada just plays with this. It's gold. Yeah, so those are the main things that we have in the in her bag I'm taking on board. We're also taking on 2 pieces of hand luggage, which are like 2 little mini suitcases. They're both Ada's things as well. So her clothes, her bedding. It's an extra half tin of formula, the one I was talking about before. Nappies, some extra nappies, maybe about 10. That's all the nappies we're taking because they take up so much room. So we're just going to go shopping when we get to the States and pick up nappies to make sure we've got that covered. Okay, and so in her suitcase, main thing is clothes. We are going into fall in Portland, so it's kind of like 23 degrees, 19, 20 to 23 degrees apparently. Could be warmer, could be colder. So, and then we're going to be in Wyoming, which is going to be even colder than that. So we've got a range of clothes for Ada. So we've got big jackets and shorts, all depending. So just, I'm sure that her grandma will want to go shopping and buy her some things, so we can always stock up when we get there. With her food, we've got her on Aptamil Gold Alapro, which is for sensitive stomachs. As a really little baby, she had a sensitive tummy. I'm sure she's fine now, but I just don't want to take any chances when we're traveling. So I am packing all the formula and like 4 tins of it, 4.5 tins of it, and about 20 of these, just in case. I'll probably make some food when I'm over there for her, but I just want to be covered, and I know that she likes these, so that's an extra weight. But I guess it means more shopping when we're over there because we won't be bringing those back, so we can bring other things back. We're taking her bath and her, sorry, not her bath itself, but all the bath stuff, because sleeping at night is really important. And then we have this routine where we have her bath and then bottle and then bed, and in that order, and it kind of triggers something for her, like a sleep time mechanism or sleep time. So the smell of when she goes to sleep, we want that to be familiar. So packing her bath soaps and moisturizers and the talc that we use, just so she has, when she falls asleep, she has the similar smell. I've got a white noise machine, like it's like a sleep sheep. So I'm not taking the sheep itself, but just the insert in it. And also a temperature egg. And it's like an egg, and it glows different colors, and it shows you the temperature in the room. We travel with that quite a lot because it's her nightlight. It has the same color anywhere we go. Well, same, if it's same degrees temperature, it has the same color. She's familiar with it, and we can tell how hot or cold the room is, so we can adjust it. And so she has like a consistent temperature, consistent smell, consistent bedding kind of thing going on. I think that's really important. So hopefully that works for us. Uh, yeah, and also for her teething, other than the Panadol, we're taking cooled teething rings, or the ones that you can cool in the fridge, just because she's going through she's in a lot of pain at the moment, so I want to make her as comfortable as possible. We are taking her sleeping bag, and this trip we're going to be taking a couple of sheets because we'll be traveling so much in so many different places. I don't know what kind of sheets they have on the bed or they can offer, or if they can offer. So just to be safe, packing a couple of her sheets, and so they're familiar as well. What else? What else? Well, that's right. We're taking her. I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but it's called a safety sleep. We use it in her cot at the moment. It wraps around her mattress. It's like a material contraption. Wraps around her mattress, and then at the top it's got two flaps with Velcro on either side, and they kind of cocoon her in. So she's in the middle of it, it folds down, and it keeps her from rolling around, and blankets getting tangled up. So it keeps her safe and keeps her from turning over, basically. But the thing is, it's got the bottom widens so you can actually fit around a single bed as well. So just in case somewhere can't provide us with a baby cot, we have the option to strap her into a single bed and without the chance of her moving off it. The only thing I'm concerned about that would be her being so used to being in a confined kind of cot area and seeing herself cocooned in an area where she can't see too far out, then being in a single bed. But we'll see. There's going to be another journey that we go on this holiday. Hopefully everywhere can provide a cot, but if not, then we will be prepared and it doesn't take up too much room. We are taking also our stroller. We have a Bugaboo stroller, a Bugaboo Fox. Now it is really big. Sorry, I'm just going to plug in the power here. It is really big, but we use it all the time, and it's such a good stroller, and it's got lots of storage space underneath, and we can actually roll it, and we've check it into the gate, so we don't have to check it in prior, so we can actually use it until the gate, and then even when we go into transit in San Fran, we can pull it out, and then we can have it in transit because we'll be there like 4 hours, and then check it back in at the gate and then bring it out. So, and we've got the car on the other side which will fit it, I hope, which because it doesn't pack down that well. But when we went to Port Douglas, we took it with us and we used it every day, and it was great for her high chair as well to feed her in, because the one they gave us at the hotel was dirty, like the straps had food on it from other babies. I just didn't want her eating out of that, so doubled for the stroller and the high chair. It was worth it. Just another hint, actually, when you get to the gate, when you check your stroller in, make sure all the stuff in the bottom you've got in a separate bag that can go into one of your hand luggage instead of just tucked into the little pockets of the stroller, because you can just lift it out, put it in the hand luggage, then pull it out and then back into the stroller when you need to, rather than trying to collect up everything at the bottom and then in the mad rush and then putting it into another bag, so it's there. That's something I found out along the way. As I mentioned, nappies, only pack them for a few days and you can find some when you get there. Pretty standard stock item. Nail file and clippers, a necessity. The baby's nails go so fast. It's ridiculous. And Ada, I feel like such a bad mum. She's got scratches on her face. And I'll file her nails one day, and the next day she's like, got this big scratch on her face. And everyone's like, oh, she scratched herself. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. But so I'm constantly filing her nails. Okay, and a couple of things which when we first travelled to Port Douglas, I was like, well, we need them for her routine, but realised that we could do without, and we could find other substitutes to work around. So one was the bath. And I know it sounds funny, we were thinking about taking the baby bath, but it's one of those cool collapsible ones. Stoke, I think it was. And so it folds up quite small, but it's still a good size. And so, but it was part of her bath routine that I was talking about. And I'm just petrified of her not sleeping through or having any excuse not to sleep through the night, because she's such a good sleeper. We've got her sleeping 11, 12 hours a night from this routine that I worked my butt off trying to get her into. And I just don't want that to stop. I really feel petrified about it. So anyway, we didn't take the bath in the end. We didn't take the bath. We ended up bathing her in the kitchen sink. She's a big baby, so she just fit. But her, we managed. And this time, I think we're going to probably do the same if we can, or else get a bucket or something. She's not going to know, and she'll probably be quite excited. It's different, a little bit different and a bit of fun and a bit of an adventure. As long as she's getting a bath at the same time and the whole routine, then I think that's fine. And yeah, easy. Less fuss than taking a bath with you around the world. Okay, another thing. Okay, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a midwife. But we just didn't take our sterilizer. Like, we've got one of those big sterilizers, and we just decided not to stop sterilizing her dummies while we were away. What we did instead, so I'm saying don't do that if you're going to a country which doesn't have clean water. But we were in Australia and then we're going to the States, so we figured we'd probably just keep doing the same thing. We soaked the bottles in a detergent with antibacterial detergent in it, and then rinsed them off with boiling water. She seems fine. She's 6.5 months old, and it didn't hurt her. They were really clean, but yeah, instead of lugging around a big microwave sterilizer, we just did that. And I know there's other options to do the sterilizer bags or little tablets, I think there is as well, but we just thought it's just enough. So that worked for us. But again, if you're going to a country which doesn't have clean water, like a third world country, or you just don't feel comfortable with it, just ignore that piece of advice. It's just advice. That's it. So I think that's it. I'll check in again tomorrow morning on our way to the airport and tell you about start our journey. Oh, actually, no, 2 more things I forgot. This we're taking with us. It's a car seat mirror. So you strap it onto the back seat, just behind the car seat, and you can see your baby. So because we're driving so much, we're taking our one from Sydney, just so we can see her. We can see what's happening. If she's crying, if she's sleeping, it's just peace of mind. And it's quite flat and light too. Also, we're taking a sunshade for the car because, as I said again, the 2-day drive, we want to make sure that she hasn't got sun in her eyes. And yeah, I don't think you can rent those from the car place. It's not like a car seat, it's just extras. So we just thought we'd take our own. Cool. Well, I hope that helped. And yeah, I'm getting very excited. Our journey is just about to begin. So have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the morning.